the official podcast of Window and Door Magazine and the National Glass Association. I'm Laurie Cowan, editor of Window and Door Magazine. We're recording this episode at GlassBuild America 2024 in Dallas in a glass enclosed podcast studio with glass provided by Oldcastle Building Envelope. Before we kick things off, I want to acknowledge our podcast studio sponsors, North American Specialty Laminators, Schott and Vecca. I'm here today with Laura Doerger-Roberts, president of Vinylmax Windows. Laura, I have to start by asking, now that we're in the waning hour of the show, how was Dallas?
Dallas has been a great experience this year. I think that with some of the changes in the economy, we weren't sure that it would be a really robust show, but there's been a lot of innovation and automation on display. So it's been a really worthwhile trip here to Dallas this year.
Awesome. We're so happy that you and over 9,000 of your professionals have been here to enjoy our first foray into Dallas.
Yes, Dallas is a great city. Everything's bigger in Texas, and it's been a big show this year.
Sure. Now, I know that Vinylmax opened and expanded a 150,000 square foot facility in Hamilton, Ohio earlier this year. Can you tell me about what precipitated that growth and what plans you have for the new facility?
Sure. So we always planned on expanding our facility. When we built our current facility 15 years ago, we had a temporary wall as one of our walls, knowing that when growth opportunities came in the future, we'd be able to expand the facility and keep our service and our workforce centralized in Ohio, which is important to us. So demand really exploded over the past 5 years, and our company grew, and we were able to meet those demands with expanding our workforce, adding shifts. But really, we needed more amenities for our employees, more ability to ship product to our customers. So we decided to pull the trigger on doubling the size of our facility. So we added more than 150,000 square feet to the existing 150,000 square feet. And now we have 306,000 square feet under one roof in Hamilton, Ohio. So that's been great. But when we opened the expansion, some of the things that were most important to us were the little things you don't think about when you have a large workforce. So parking spots, restrooms, places for people to eat lunch and take breaks, and space for our managers to work with employees, places for us to collaborate. And we found that some of those collaboration spaces were super important after COVID, now that people are getting back together in the same rooms and sitting down and having face-to-face meetings and conferences is really important to us. So there was a lot of non-manufacturing space that was important as a part of the expansion, but the manufacturing space will really be the hub of our world-class glass production. So we're bringing in some more automation in glass. We're upgrading some of what we've been doing with glass, because as the heart of the window, it's really important that our glass quality be excellent, that we keep up with the technology, and bringing that world-class glass production into the newer part of the facility has always been part of our long-term plan.
Absolutely. I've been hearing about more and more companies that are really investing and thinking about their glass production in their window facilities, and it sounds like Vinylmax is among the leaders in that.
Absolutely. We have 2 high-speed glass lines now, so we're bringing in a 3rd high-speed glass line with some newer technologies. So we want to be able to keep up with energy codes, building codes, be able to meet structural requirements as product gets larger. So all of those things require investment in new equipment.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the manufacturing techniques that you employ and some of the automation that you have in your factory? And I mean, how has it helped your business?
It's helped our business in a lot of ways. First of all, things that machines can do better than humans, we want the machines to do those things. There are always going to be things that people do better than a machine can do, and we're always going to need eyes on the product and people with experience and a mind towards quality so that we can create the best products that we can for our customers. But with a workforce that is more tech savvy as time goes on, and a little bit less willing to have just a mundane day-to-day, push the button, do nothing else. job, we really realized that investing in technology also gives our employees an opportunity for career development as they work their way through some of our manufacturing lines and become cross-trained on different technologies that we're using. It keeps jobs more interesting for our employees, keeps our employees more engaged, shows them some paths for advancement within our organization, and just helps foster a better culture overall.
I love that when you were talking about the expansion, the first thing you mentioned about it was more amenities for your employees, and just now talking about the automation and manufacturing with the career development and keeping your employees engaged. It sounds like you're such an employee first company. And I mean, as we all know, workforce development has been and continues to be a big struggle for the industry. How does Vinylmax address that?
So we've invested in a learning management system so that we are able to not only track what our employees know, we're able to create content for their training progression. And we have employed a new learning and development manager who actually is tasked with increasing the knowledge base of our employees from every level, from executives, managers, down to brand new employees, and their onboarding, cross training, documentation, and best practices. And that type of organization and that type of path allows our employees to feel like they never have to look for another company to work for, that there's opportunity, and that we are actually paying attention to our employees, and that they're not just a number and they're not replaceable. And that's a cultural shift that we've worked on for a while and are really seeing the benefits of a progressive education system for our employees.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Now, of course, the employee experience is important, but so is the flip side of it with the customer service. Can you talk about your customer service?
So we are so blessed to have a great customer service team. They've been with us for a long time, and our customers really respect them and love them. And we get so many compliments on our customer service team. But the customer service team can't solve bad operations. So the hallmark of really true customer service for us is performance. How is the company performing overall? Are we on time? Are we complete? Are we of high quality? And that makes the customer service job a lot easier when they're not constantly firefighting problems or unpredictable situations. So that's our dedication to our customers, is that we build that customer experience. And actually, customer experience is a part of our mission statement. So every single employee knows that what they do contributes to the customer experience.
Mm-hmm. And it goes back to giving those employees a sense of purpose, which I think we all want in our jobs.
Absolutely. I think that not knowing why you're working or why you're doing what you're doing has to be so frustrating. So we try to be very clear with our communications. We actually have work instructions in 3 different languages so that all of our employees, no matter what their primary language is, feel like they have resources to understand what their job is supposed to be. And that's been great because we have bilingual managers in some of our positions, and we're really able to embrace our entire workforce and give our entire workforce that type of experience.
What are you most excited about with the future of fenestration, or where do you see the most opportunity? Or maybe those are 2 separate answers.
Those might be two separate answers. I'm always excited to look for new opportunities. You know, I think that if you're not growing, then you're dying, and so we always have a mind towards growth. And whether that's geographical expansion or adding new products or a new customer segment, the growth of the business in a profitable way, in a way that makes sense, where we can still embrace our values and the importance of family and our employees and our commitment to our customers and our integrity is exciting. And I think that there are always opportunities. There are opportunities for any organization who desires to put the work in and make the commitment to the customers. And so we see a lot of opportunity with some of the new energy codes and with some of um, just some of the desire for Americans to have a little bit more control over carbon emissions, their energy footprint, and we've embraced the technology to provide products that meet those energy needs for all of the energy zones. And so not everyone is able to do that, and not everyone cares about that. So there's always an opportunity and a path for products, no matter what the economy is, no matter what the competition is. So that hunt is kind of fun for us in general. What do I see as coming as up and coming? I'm not sure. It seems like from the manufacturing perspective, there's a lot of automation, and that's exciting to us because we're first and foremost a manufacturing company. So better ways to manufacture product is always interesting to us. But the flip side of that is that we're in the business of solving problems for consumers. Whatever problem their home is presenting to them, whether it's drafty windows or improved aesthetics or energy efficiency or a sound problem. We like solving problems for people. So finding new ways to solve problems is probably what's most exciting to us.
Sure. It's a constant puzzle that needs to be solved, and in general, it's an exciting time to be in the industry with all of the energy demands and aesthetic asks that customers have. And
Yes. So being able to rely on our suppliers to be in tune with market trends and be able to provide us with solutions quickly as trends play out in society. You know, right now the darker window exteriors are so popular, and we don't know how long that's going to last, but in the vinyl world, that's a little bit challenging. So we see new ways that the products are being brought to market with different colored exteriors, and that's something that we rely on our suppliers to provide that expertise.
It's a relationship industry too.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's hard when you're walking the trade show floor when you've been in the industry for 35 plus years. I know so many people and don't always get to stop and see all of the technology or product offerings that I want to see, because so many people stop to talk because there's so many longstanding relationships in this industry.
Oh, certainly. Well, those are all the questions I had for you this morning. Was there anything else that you wanted to address or chat about while we're here?
No, I think that we've all had a great show, and we are ready for the challenges that 2025 will bring for us. You know, it's nice to see interest rates starting to come down a little bit, because that certainly impacts demand in our industry. But the nice thing about the home improvement industry and the window industry is that all homes have windows. There's always going to be demand for our product. So that's always exciting. And it's great to see so many players in the industry and so many suppliers and some new players come forth with new technology. And everyone is really showing a lot of optimism for the future. So it's exciting to be a part of an industry that has that optimism, and it is so vibrant here at the show.
It really is. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thanks again for tuning into WindowCast, and thank you again to our GlassBuild podcast studio sponsors, North American Specialty Laminators, Schott and Becca, and thank you to Old Castle Building Envelope for providing the glass for our on-site podcast studio. Thank you, Laura.
Thanks.